So, how do we knock each other back? How do we push each other back up into hope if we're just regular people?
Yeah, I think it's about falling upwards in maybe some way. It says often in life we have to walk, I call it the spirituality of subtraction. We always think we need to have more when in fact we just got to be. Often I have to do this or I have to do that. Being vulnerable, I think, Sue, is an essence of what but we are all afraid to be vulnerable. To our neighbors, to ourselves, to our spouses, to our children even. And when we come to have a sense of self-belief, that takes time though, because we've been shamed, we've been guilted, and we believed other people than ourselves. That's the key, is that we're innately holy, holy, holy people, but we let other people put us down. When in fact, you are the gift of God. You are the face of God. Les Mis, to love another person is to see the face of God. The last line in the play that everybody bought tickets to. And if people could recognize and believe that even in their pain and their hurt, in their darkest of dark, the dark night of the soul. You ever lived in that place? The dark night of the soul. I can't sleep. I feel bad. I'm worm. I am gall. Even in the scriptures, if you're having a bad day, I often tell our people in our treatment centers, or with the kids even, I say, if you're ever having a bad day, go to Romans 7. In our Judeo-Christian, go to Romans 7. Paul beats himself up. Why do I do the things I don't want to do? You ever felt like that? 10 fingers, 10 toes, I jump up and down. I do that all the time. Why do I do the things I don't want to do? And something happens between Romans 7 and 8. This I know. Paul beats himself up. This I know in Romans 8. This I know in 8. There's no condemnation in Jesus Christ, or there's no condemnation in God, whatever you want to say. So when kids come into me and they go, Father Jim, I always love it when kids I see, it says, I'm an atheist or an agnostic. They always do. They always love to come in and they always try to play with me because I'm the one with the black collar. Go, Father Jim, I'm an atheist and an agnostic. I always go, good for you. Tell me how to be an atheist or agnostic. Teach me so I don't have to love my neighbor. So I don't have to care for the person next door. Because I don't like the guy next door, but my faith somehow tells me I got to. Then all of a sudden the conversation turns around. They go, what do you mean teach you how to be an atheist and agnostic? People already have it inside of them. They just don't believe it anymore. So our role is to help people see who they are, that they are truly innately God's gift. In their death and their destruction, when they cannot get out of the hole in the soul. Our role is to talk them back into their innate goodness, their innate holiness. So even as you ask the primary question, what do I do when I'm feeling pain and I'm feeling vulnerable? Be vulnerable to yourself. Be vulnerable to your neighbor. For when you fall down, you will find out when you feel like you failed, I'll bet your neighbor has felt the same way. And then you find a friend, and then you find a family member. Because in the Latin term, it's called cor ad cor, heart to heart, like the core of the apple, called cor ad cor. We find the heart of ourselves, and we give the heart away to somebody else, and then we receive it. We are about, when somebody gets recovery, when all of a sudden they come back and give me a kiss on the cheek, then all of a sudden I see them in their darkness when they came in, and then when they walk away with new life, wherever it is, whether they receive diapers or whether they start a preschool, come to preschool, they have what I call shining eyes. Shining eyes shares and receives, like breathing. Jesus spoke in Aramaic, ruah, R-U-A-H, means breath. If we breathe out, we share. Breathe in, we receive. It's relationship. So we are people of relationship. We can be vulnerable to others. We can be vulnerable to ourselves. And there we find new hope and life in and for each other. Life's waiting.